Good morning, Ading. Ngayon, shock ni Kayla May Pilongat. Uh, Tawagin na klatan na ate. Tapos ngayon, pagbabasahin kita ng about sa The Singa or Journal of Singapore. Titignan ko lang kung yung mga kung paano ka magbasa. And ngayon, anong name mo? Justin R. Garcia. Ilang taon ka na?
30.
Naman, ang grade mo?
7.
So ngayon, babasahin ko muna ang about sa The Singa of Journal of Singapore. Tapos, tignan mo na lang dyan kung saan banda ko binabasa yung mga words. The Singa or Journal of Singapore. Sang Nila Utama, an imaginative and adventurous king, was restless by nature and eager to travel to faraway places. He loved hunting wild animals, so when he heard that there were stags in the jungles of Tanjong Bentang that were difficult to hunt, he became excited and took with him a great fleet of ships to Tanjong Bentang. When the king arrived on the island, he and his subjects embarked on a hunting expedition that lasted several hours, during which they slew many wild and savage beasts, but found no insects. This disappointed the king, leaving him with a sense of unfulfillment in his heart. Suddenly, a large stag darted out of the bushes in front of Sang Nila Utama, giving the king a shock. But the king quickly drew his silver dagger and hurled it at the stag, only grazing the animal. The stag began to run, and the king pursued it. In those days, it was either on foot or nothing. The stag ran through the jungle and darted up a knoll. The king followed the stag up the hill, but upon reaching the summit, the stag was nowhere to be seen. There was a large rock, so the king climbed it and looked out over the land, and sea spread out around him. In the distance, he saw a stretch of white sand and island. Next, Sang Nila Utama. Okay na? Sang Nila Utama was fascinated by the sight of the island. He turned to one of his subjects who had followed him. What is the name of the island? The king asked. The subject looked into the distance and smiled. That is Temasek, your highness. Then we are going there, the king declared. The king ordered his fleet to set sail, and they began their journey toward the island. Suddenly, the once clear blue skies were covered with black clouds, and heavy rain poured down. A strong burst of wind threatened to tear the ships apart. The ship carrying Sang Nila Utama was in the very eye of the storm. The crew lowered the sails, started to bail water from the ship, and prepared most of the cargo for jettison. Nasusunod ba? However, an idea came to the king's mind. He remembered the story his grandfather had told him about how one of his ancestors became the sea king, and that his crown was the only thing that truly belonged to his ancestor. He removed his crown immediately and threw it into the sea. All at once, the storm broke. As suddenly as it had started, the skies began to clear, and the crew shouted for joy as they set sail once more for the island of Temasek. When the king stepped onto the island, a creature appeared out of nowhere, and the king and his men were awestruck by its magnificence. It was large and moved with grace, had a black head covered in a furry mane, a whitish neck, and a red body. When the king drew his bow and arrow, before leaping into the jungle. What sort of animal was that? The king asked. A wise old man stepped forward. I have seen animals in portraits from the far west. Perhaps this is a sima, but I wonder how it came to be here. This must be a great place if it breeds such a beautiful animal. Let us live here on the island of Singapore. Tapos ngayon naman, ikaw naman yung next na magbabasa. So, ready ka na ba? Ayan. Basahin mo muna yung title, then go ka na sa letter. Start na.
Unit of Singapore. Isang ula-ulama ang adventures in was rest that lives deep nature and to travel to faraway places. Village and community. Animal song when we heard the come in the jungle of the Tanjong Bentang. That when people called to hunt because excited and to him a great flock of sheep to Tanjong Bentang. When the king arrived on the island, he and his subject embarked on a hunting expedition that lasted several hours, during which they slew many real and saved this but no stop this disappointed that king leaving him with a sense of unfulfillment in his heart. Suddenly a large stag darted out of the basking from on San Nila Utama, given the king a shout that the king quickly drew his shield, the bigger and hurting in a stag, only grazing the animal. The stand began to run, and the king first saw in these days it was a shirt on foot or nothing. The stout girl tried the jungle and darted up and now the king followed the stand up to hill but upon reaching the summit and that was nowhere to be seen. There was a longer rock to the king. Slim body climbed and looked out over the land and said spread out around him is the so a thread of which white sand and island. San Nila Utama fascinated by the king of the island. So what subject who was what the name of the island. The king asked and subject looked into the distance and smiled. That is familiar with your highness. Then we are going on the king's throne. The king ordered his float to set sail and they began their journey toward the island. Then what was of what made sky with the very black cloud and heavy drum roll poured down. One arm of dragon was returned and moved apart. The ship carried Song Nila Utama was issued wearing of the ram storm the crow lowered the front to bay water grounds. The ship and proper most of the cargo the jetty stolen. However, an idea come to the king's mind. He remembered a story his young father had told him about how one of his ancestors became the same king, and that his crown was the only king that truly belonged to his ancestors. He removed his crown importing heavy and wearing into the sea. Also one, the story giver as suddenly as he had started the speech entered and the crow short, shorted for joy as they set sail once more for the island of Tomasi. When the king speeded only land where a sailor out of nowhere appeared out of nowhere and the king and his men were ever struck be it magnificent. It was made and covered with grace, a black hair covered in ceremony, a whitish sweet and red body. When the king drove his dogs and arrows, the birds ran back at him with golden eyes and let out a distant roar before nothing into the jungle. What sort, what sort of animal was that? The king asked. Our old man stepped forward. I have sent an animal in portrait from the forward there for us. This is a signal, but I wonder how it's come to be here. This must be a great place. Is it brave? So a beautiful animal let us live here on the island of South Singapore.
Thank you sa pagbabasa ng The Singa Fauna or Journal of Singapore. And next time, magkikita pa rin tayo, ha? Ayan. Thank you so much. And